about a year ago, or I don't even know how long ago. I was playing Toon Blast on my phone, and I got to level 1991, and I had a wake up call moment, like, what am I doing playing 2000? But what I like to do is so I like to watch it picture in picture. So I like to occupy my eyes and my mind with a YouTube video while I'm occupying my fingers with a level of Toon Blast. A lot like this, actually. I'm gonna apply an effect where I'm doing the same thing to myself that I do to other YouTube videos. And like 1991, that is the year I was born. So if all goes according to plan, this video is coming out the day that I turn 30 years old, and I would like to talk about that. 30 years old. I mean, that's like, I think that's a milestone, you know? When you hit 20, you're still a kid, you know? When you hit 30, that's like, well, that's legitimate. But like, at the same time, there's nothing really that I can say that people haven't already said better, and what am I gonna do? Quote them at you for the duration of however long it takes me to go through Puzzle Blast, Toon Blast? Because we're going, you know, sequentially, playing level by level, one level for all the years that I've been alive. Just go through my entire 30 years of experience still now, but like, I don't remember being born. Maybe I do. Probably don't remember my own birth, because there's like a really weird memory from when I was super little. I don't even know. The earliest memory I've got that I can pin down is my aunt and uncle getting married when I was like, I don't know, 18 months old or something. Something from before I was 3, so I shouldn't be able to remember it. And yet I'm pretty sure I do. Like, just learning to grasp the concept of relatives, because, you know, a bunch of relatives of mine were there. But like, for sure, I remember my 3rd birthday. It was fireman themed. We had little firefighter helmets, and I woke up and I toddled around, and I was so confused throughout the entire day. So confused throughout the entire day. That was my 3rd birthday. I'm not gonna go year by year. I'm not gonna go year by year. Rather, I'm gonna sort of eke out what it is that I learned about myself in all this time. It's pretty wild. For the longest time, I really avoided putting any labels on myself. Now I'm talking about that. Talking about figuring out who I am. The person's checking their school mug. Look at the book. Look at the book. Look at the book. For the longest time, I avoided, I don't know what I mean by the longest time, but putting labels on myself was not something I want generally to do, but figuring out what I've figured out about myself requires doing that. And so there's this book series called the Stormlight Archive. I'm going to talk about them. I'm going to talk about it more later on. But Thicko books. Let me get one. Shazam! Where's the camera? Ah. Shazam! Or should I say Shalan? Because that's the name of the character on the book cover. Shit. Big old thick boys, and this is the 4th of a planned 10. Keep on looking over there. The camera's over there. I'm holding it upside down. Well, now the video's gonna be up, so I don't know. But in it, there's this thing called the Knights Radiant, an ancient order divided into 10 classes, each with their own special areas of expertise, special magical powers. You can take a fun little quiz on Brandon Sanderson's website, brandonsanderson.com. Really had to check the dust jacket for that, huh? Take a quiz and it tells you which order of the Knights Radiant you are, you know, or would be, or whatever. There's this character called Lift who is, well, this book series in particular has a lot of goats, but, you know, Lift is one of the goats. She's just the greatest, and she belongs to an order called the Edge Dancers. The oath that you swear to become an edge dancer is, I will remember those who have been forgotten. And so edge dancers are all about justice and stuff. And it's like, yeah, I love justice. And like I took the test on the website and I didn't get edge dancer. I got light weaver. 'Cause I'm not made out of justice, you know. I'm made out of lies and art. I'm made out of lies and art. Lightweavers are unique in that they don't swear oaths after the first one. That everybody swears to become a Knight Radiant. Lightweavers instead tell truths about themselves. I felt stuck by that, you know, not really knowing or thinking that I could be known. It could be known that I could know any truths about myself. But I've figured a few things out, like things that feel right, that feel right, things that just click when I realize that about myself. I'm a couple truths in. Like the first thing that I realized about myself that really clicked is I'm bisexual, panromantic. I don't think this counts as me coming out. I think you know this about me. Everybody should be panromantic. I mean, but like I think everybody says that about their own sexualities and romantic preferences, and it's like, no, but legitimately, like it's love. Fall in love with people regardless of gender. It's fine. But what caused this realization is I got a friend who's non-binary, and I realized I had a crush on them. And it's like, okay, how would that work? How would that work? And so unpacking that is like, bisexual, yes, obviously, knew that much. Panromantic, not something I really had put into words up till that point, but when I did, it's not just that clicked. That little moment of the clicking, and then like it was a moment of clicking that things could click and that I could be able to define myself, even though I had historically been opposed to that. All right, I felt that was pretty good. How far are we into the video? Like less than 10 minutes. Great. The day that I'm filming this, it's like a few days before the day that this video comes out, I have a dentist appointment, and so I've been given the day off, and that's hopefully enough time to shoot an entire couple hours worth of, because I thought this would be so simple. I thought it would be, it's like 30 levels of Toon Blast. How long is that video gonna be? 15 minutes? 10-15 minutes? It's like, nah, each level is going to take you more than a minute to complete, dude. And that's like, if you solve the level the first time. Alright, this is the timeline of the complete playthrough. Yeah. Oh. There we go. These ones down here are the times that I've failed. The clips here are the times I succeeded. These clips are just the load screen. So much loading, and trim that out. But you're just seeing exactly how many times I've failed that I'm sparing you of. I already heard it down quite a bit. But the idea of a couple hour long YouTube video used to be like, and I was like, yeah. I'm getting into action button reviews, and each of those, Tim Rogers reviews video games and ties them into his own life experience, and that sounds familiar for some reason. But each of those is, like, the shortest of those is like 2 hours long, I don't know. The latest action button reviews, Cyberpunk 2077, is like he literally had to split it into multiple videos because it was too long and YouTube didn't like it being that long. And so yeah, like that's my YouTube browsing experience lately. Yeah, that's how long. Maybe it has something to do with the pandemic and we just, I don't know. Yeah, okay. Just needed that for the thumbnail. So I had the idea of actually a couple of videos to release this month. Then I realized how long this one would be, so I'm just gonna roll them all up in here in this lightning round or something. I was like thinking about the Cowboy Bebop live action, and it's like, why are we excited for this? Because it's exciting. Yeah, it's like, but like do some self-analysis. Like, are we really excited for it? Like, yeah, no, like, yeah, like this looks fun. Looks fun, but anyway, these complicated feelings just popped into my head. It's like the way I was interrogating myself about it is like the way Shinji gets interrogated by the narrator during the final 2 episodes of Neon Genesis Evangelion. So it's like, because people tell me to, sort of thing.
そうだよ。いいことじゃないか。とってもいいことじゃないか。
Why are we excited for Cowboy Bebop? Live action. It could be, we could repurpose that as just a template for, anything. After that, it's like, why are we excited for Avatar live action? That kind of thing. Just things that have hype, not for the sake of hype, but like, it's gonna be okay. So then after I got that footage from Netflix, then, going on and preview.
嘘ね。あんたバカ?
Oh God, what now?
I'm afraid I have some important news for you.
Okay.
And I really, really hate that I have to be the one to tell you this. But
Like, the interrogation there of those ideas was...
that's what love is.
I just don't like you that way.
Why not?
Drop it, Nick.
No, tell me. You have to tell me. I deserve to know.
Because I do not want to date you. I am not into you. You do not make me horny. Is that enough?
That idea of interrogation is like, wow, that makes it so much more profound because, seeing this reflection, these questions in the context of spoilers for Neon Genesis Evangelion, I guess, in the context of, you know, that realm of questioning, was fascinating. It's like, why do you pilot the Eva? It's like, why don't you pilot the Eva? Because
You do not make me horny.
what I really wanted to get to, though, was the idea that it's November again. And like November of 2018, I think, was when I did a thing about November. And, you know, the people I said who died or who were about to die, and it's a very interesting list. William Goldman, George H.W. Bush, Stan Lee. Is that it? Anyway, and my cousin was gonna die, but he's still alive. It's been quite a roller coaster, but he's hanging in there. How I said he only had like a few months to live. Like, he's been hanging in there for years, and, you know. But like, just interrogating which people I was upset died. Not upset, but like, William Goldman was a homophobe, and I knew this at the time, but like, nobody ever talks about that. Like, I've managed to find one Broadway musical fan forum that talked about that, but like, nobody else ever talks about it. And this guy, you know, he wasn't vocal about it. And in the same video, I called George H.W. Bush like somebody that everybody can agree was a good president or whatever. And like, the dude hated broccoli. That's a joke. I mean, it's true, but like, the dude was a war criminal. Just bombed Iraqi infrastructure, you know, and Iraqi allied Syria infrastructure. Not to mention, like, the way that dude fought the war on drugs, the crack cocaine that they seized just across the White House being obtained through good old-fashioned entrapment, you know. So, yeah, no, not everybody can agree that he was a good president or a good person. Also, Stan Lee, having died in November of 2018, I talked about how he died and how that sucked. And at the time, I talked about this in my video about how Isle of Dogs is rated PG-13 in his 90s. I think I handled that pretty well. But like, after those allegations surfaced, like, nothing came of that, like, even a little bit. A lot of people were extorting Stan Lee there near the end of his life. Like, there's a lot of that going on at that time. And, you know, seeing as how his, the nurses, their company, after that, they were totally happy with him and said he was a sweetheart and everything. Yeah, pretty confident that that stuff was just straight up the nursing company trying to extort the dude. No, speaking of the, Isle of Dogs MPAA, this is a pretty good video, but there's a lot there that kind of, I'm not saying it didn't age well, it's just if you weren't there at that moment, it wouldn't make sense. And so I'm probably going to add some context to that in the description of the video. As long as we're airing out old channel mistakes, I mispronounced roustabout once in the video about eclipse, the solar eclipse. pretty confident that it's roustabout. Then I'm like, nah, it's probably roostabout, and so that's how I pronounced it. Like that time that I mispronounced John Philip Sousa's name when I was playing Apples to Apples, and everybody called me out on it. It's like, John Philip Sousa? No, that's probably wrong. John Philip Sousa, and everybody rightly called called me an idiot for that. And like, what I really wanted to get to, though, as far as old video stuff, like a video about the Joker trailer, which like that's very similar. There's a lot of stuff in that that's very similar to Kyle Calgren's video about the Great Dictator, Charlie Chaplin's The Great Dictator, and like rewatching that, I like.
It's kind of inevitable that Charlie Chaplin made a movie about Hitler. It's not just a satire, it's Chaplin's quest to get his mustache back. Needless to say, it didn't work.
Crybaby hit on 17 again. Like an idiot.
Why was I dressed as Hitler?
But
Still, he
Charlie
works best
Chaplin
without sound,
can't be
like in this famous sequence.
Why was he dressed
As
as Hitler?
Adenoid Hinkle, ruler of Tomania. Get it?
You know, so much similar there, but it's pretty sure, like, the part where he does, like, Smile by Jimmy Durante.
Charlie Chaplin. Why bother introducing him?
Is in that video, so I think, like, a lot of that, maybe not 100%, but, like a lot of that is coincidence. Like, if you're gonna mention Charlie Chaplin, if you're gonna mention The Great Dictator, a lot of the revenues are gonna be the same. But, like, yeah, there are some similarities with a capital S there. And, like, you know, I mentioned that's my, like, best video probably. And, like, watching that back to back with Kyle Calgren's video about, you know, not even his best video, just some thing he shot out about how awesome Charlie Chaplin is, doesn't even compare, man. Like, that stuff is way better than what I could probably pull that off, but it's like, if you're gonna look into Kyle Calgren, Browse Held High is the channel name. His best video is the one about the Avengers. But yeah, Kyle Calgren's been getting into more long-form stuff recently as well. With like the 3-part Starship Troopers thing. Ooh, and underrated video of his, the one about the Atomic Cafe and the Fallout video games. I don't know, I had video ideas, but now they're all gonna be this video. I've got ideas for like a few series that I want to get started on, a few video series. So let's see. Jacob Geller a few days ago came out with a video about time loop mechanics in video games. And so, you know, I'm gonna watch this once I get this video completed, but like I strongly suspect that I've already played or have at least purchased most of the games that he's going to mention in that video. And I read a lot of time travel things and I watch a lot of time travel things, and what I've realized is that what fascinates me the most about time travel is time travel as a magic system. All the different ways that time travel can work. Like the idea that time travel is a magic system, that's helped me sort of clarify my feelings about Back to the Future. I no longer hate the time travel in that series because It's a soft magic system. That's what it is. Back to the Future has a soft magic system of time travel. The part where at the end of the second one, Doc Brown should have created a separate timeline, but instead he's in the same timeline as Marty, and so that guy could deliver the parcels. It's like, that doesn't make sense within the rules established by the universe, but it does make sense within the idea of, you know, it's more about the sense of wonder. And maybe that's one of the things that I'm going to talk about, because I think about time travel, like, probably more than anything. Yeah, time travel as a magic system, that's one YouTube series that I kind of want to get to doing. Another one is board games. Big into board games. Whole family. And it's something I've noticed being a board gamer and a furry, is the board games with the most intriguing and revelatory game mechanics all seem to feature anthropomorphic animals in some capacity. That's kind of weird. And so just exploring the anthropomorphism in these board games, the way their mechanics, the mechanics of these games specifically reveals about the game mechanics of other games. They're board games, you know? It's like sometimes the theme is pasted on, sometimes it's integrated. Ludonarrative is a concept that people use when talking about video games. You know, gameplay and there's story, and so it's like, is that theme, how well does that theme incorporate, right? I think Secret Hitler would be a fascinating one to talk about the ludonarrative in that, but that also reveals a lot about, well, more broadly, how games fit into politics and how politics fit into games. There's just a wealth of stuff there, and it's like, people need to be talking about these things. And like, I don't know. Obviously I'm talking about anthropomorphic animal games in a video where I'm in a little corner, where, you know, like, bloop, bloop, ba-doom, 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 is going on underneath me right now. Well, that's what you call a pasted on theme, but like, that's something that, that's really what got me into Toon Blast in the first place, right? And I guess another, like a third series that I want to do is just on Orson Scott Card, maybe? Frick, dude, he's a member of my religion and he's wrong about something somehow. Because, like, okay, so, like, the idea that Orson Scott Card is or is not a homophobe, that's really the driving force about what got me onto YouTube in the first place. It's like, Orson Scott Card's not a homophobe, you guys, so I'm gonna, you know, start a YouTube channel, and once I get, like, a bunch of subscribers, I'm gonna do a video about it. And, like, I'm never gonna get a bunch of subscribers, you know. It's not gonna happen. But, still something worth talking about, because, like, obviously he is homophobic. He's a liberal who comes from a culture that defines homophobia in a way separate from how it's defined by actual homosexuals. The culture there is fascinating, and it's something I talk about elsewhere in this video. I've got a video in the works which might split off into becoming, really in my head it's one video, but like, there's a lot that it could split off into. It's not gonna be a series, more like a multi-part video essay though. Dealing with cultural adaptations of Noah's Ark. There we go. More animals for you there. You know, without Noah, Toon Blast wouldn't exist. Probably at an underwater level right now. I don't know what's going on down there. Okay, the video I've been working on, it's a vlog, it's a video essay, kind of like this, but it's also of a similar length. It's like a couple hours long. And I've been working on it since January of 2020, and here it is November of 2021. I'm aiming for January of 2022 release, and that looks like it's not happening. I mean, I shot out the Joker trailer, probably my best video, and like it's in a few days. Just got it done in a few days, but that's like what 10 minutes long, and now I'm doing the size video that I applied the time schedule for. Like, took me 2 years in order to, now I'm trying to get it done in the same amount of time. It's great. It's a great video, and I still think I've got time to put in like maybe a director's commentary of that video in here. Just it's called Extra Gravy. Just trying to get you some value out of this instead of well, whatever this is right now. Okay, so here's the audio cut. Man, this looks good. Man, this looks good.
I'm recording this commentary in 2 or 3 sessions. See if you can feel the difference in audio quality, my different recording techniques.
The way I think if I remember correctly, the way I made, you know, these sorts of shots look that good is I had a bare light bulb, like 2 inches away from my face, just off camera, and it looks good. Like, you know, everything about this is so snazzy. Except
Oh my gosh, I could die.
silent logo for some reason. Maybe Jimmy Durante was supposed to play over that. I don't know. It's like it's not that YouTube removed it for you know, copyright music things. It's just looking at the original file. Just logo is straight silent, man. Anyway, yeah. Like, it's totally a coincidence that, you know, it'd be 16, the number in the dream, and then the number of things that I liked about the trailer. That's just totally a coincidence, but it just sings. It sings, is what it does.
Shoving commentary into these nooks and crannies a whole lot, but also I kind of want to let it be quiet and mesmerizing. Like, oh yeah, I remember having to put the black screens in between the shots there. It's sort of bludge, but it works.
Obviously, Bob Kane, Bill Finger, co-creator. That's something I noticed, but didn't have time to.
Already previously recorded a bit for that bit, and it's not that
anything but the feeling of it.
because like there's going to be the scream coming up, and I can't comment on it because I'm going to be
I was talking earlier about
yeah, look, this is me talking right now because I already talked about this over this, and so now I can't even comment on the random party in the background that I didn't even know was going on. And look, I'm going to have
gorge. This, oh my gosh, the dimensionality with the foreground elements.
Talking about
Complaining
about the sound
I've got no idea how they
quality
lit this.
in this
Why did they
video
set
that
up the
I'm
lights so that
commenting on.
it's just coming
The
out?
only thing I
Really,
really got complaints about
I'm
is
really
the sound quality, and
Presently is complaining about the
you
sound
know,
quality
maybe
because,
for Christmas or for
I
my birthday even, I'll get some.
try to
always sort of
balance
calls attention
out.
to yourself. But I
Yeah,
love it
I'm
every
just
time it shows
crapping
up.
out this sound, and
I
The
like-
switch in lighting.
Muted the sound
Here,
where I was already
that's actually
talking, but
totally
that means
motivated.
That the parts
If you look,
where
there
I
seems to
wasn't
be a
talking
searchlight or something
previously are
shining
super loud, and so
there
now I have to
in a
go
way.
in and manually dampen all the
ding
sound
sound.
that
had
I
to
wasn't
pull
talking
that
over,
from,
and now I'm just
like a
talking
Disney
over myself
Blu-ray.
right now.
That's the same
I'm not sure if
ding
I should,
that pops up
boring?
when it's
Or
like
would it
the
be boring
menu
if
or
I
something.
didn't comment on this? I mean, obviously, I know it's one of my best videos.
I know
you've
as well that
already
Joker
seen it, and
obviously
so it's
hates
like, would it be as
fascism,
mesmerizing,
but
especially
Charlie
when you
Chaplin
can't view it
can't be
full
coincidental.
screen? know by this point whether this
Why
is
was
the
he dressed as
commentary on the
Hitler?
video or the
Ding.
commentary
Yeah,
on the
that
commentary.
exact ding.
Right
So
now,
it's
I'm
like,
commenting.
oh man, that's the ding I want for my video.
Idea
And like,
of commenting on the
so we're running into
commentary.
this
So
problem
that's where I
perpetually.
think we're at.
Well, I don't run
now.
into that
This whole
specific
thing is
problem anymore because
absolutely
I've got,
ridiculous and it's totally
like
a
I
waste
had
of
to, in order to
everybody's
get that ding, I
time.
had to like
And so it'd be better
point a
if you just-
camera
I don't
at
know.
a Disney Blu-ray
I think I'll just
while, you know, it loaded.
rambling.
You know, put the camera at the
You know what,
TV
I'm just gonna
to get that.
stop.
The woodblock typography is just so perfect. Typographic selection is a nuanced art dealing with not only the feeling of a particular typeface but also taking into account its historical usage. This woodblock typography is bold, it's slightly grungy. It evokes German expressionism, it evokes Dadaism, both are perfect for the Joker, not to mention carnival posters, of course. I can't find whence, but it definitely looks sourced from something. They only had access to one C, one F, one R. All three of their T's look unique. It is one of the most common letters, but they only had one R to work with, only had two E's. S only gets used once in the phrase this fall, so can't tell how many S's they had to work with, but get this. They had only two O's to work with, but the only time we see this absolute beauty is it's tiny, and in the word October. Even the hero O in the word Joker is reused from the word on. I guess the big O showcase needed to be cleaner than the one with that little donut there. This trailer has 88 shots, an average shot length of 34 frames long, the shortest being 11 frames, the longest being 130 frames, 120 frames if you count that one as two shots. Things can go by pretty fast, 34 frames long, average shot length, which I never gets lost watching this trailer. Either the cut is to a shot where the primary area of interest is in the same area of the screen as the last, or it gives your eyes time to adapt. It's one of the longer shots. Well-composed shots really help this out. It's one of those things that's a lot harder to pull off than it sounds. There's a lot of forethought required. You have to calibrate the shot order. That has to be planned out beforehand in order to make that all work. And seriously, mathematically calibrated every single shot by hand. Calculate it all by hand. Love the corny little jokes that Fleck wrote. The worst part about having to live with a mental illness is people expect you to behave as if you don't. It's a true story. It's true and sobering and not at all a joke. Let X equal the quantity of all quantities of X. That X equals the cold. It is cold in December. I love the colors in this shot. Calls attention to itself, especially in contrast to the muted yellows of the previous shot in the trailer. But who cares? Awesome colors. Just these guys. If you look them up, there's actually the names of miscellaneous crew members who worked on. Heck, that's probably been pointed out by the Easter egg people already. I deliberately didn't watch any of that stuff in preparation for this video, but now I'm thinking that may have been a mistake.
I'm thinking of a sequel to that video called the Clown Trailer Honeymoon. It got
like copyright notice or something. So I removed it, but really also mostly because it sucks. Like I could show you also that same thing right now. Like the full version probably wouldn't get copyright strike because it's in this tiny little corner of the screen, but it's not a very good video at all. This video is probably better than that one. But there is, rewatching it and just reminding myself how bad that video is, there is this part which I found. Why are these Lucky Charm emojis matching themselves? I'm freaking out about this. Very interesting. So it's like, I'm not sure how long I've been I've had this holy grail of like, there's probably ways of doing it that I figured out a method, right, of getting a screen capture, and it mostly works. Like the screen shares like what, like 2 frames a second or something. So it's not as smooth, but like, no, I've got it at like a video of me just webcam pointed straight at the phone, and then the screen share is also happening, and then like dial down the opacity and like do a warp so that like it erases the differences between like the perspective of the camera if it's not pointed dead on, so that it's like, and most of it looks pretty good. It's not worth tracking down those stragglers, but it does mostly look pretty good. And previously I've done like a lower tech version of that, just pointing a camera straight at a screen. It's how I achieved this video. And it's also how I made a GIF of Marvel Puzzle Quest. Look at that. We stand Rocket Raccoon in this house, yeah. We stand Baby Groot. No, we don't stand Baby Groot. That's like creepy.
Gee. Yeah, gee.
Tell you a little bit about my computer. The H drive is an external hard drive, but it used to be the internal hard drive of my laptop, which I broke and is over there. You can probably see it in the background of a couple shots when I point the camera toward that mess over there. That's just the decoded shell. I managed to save the hard drive from it, which is good, because that hard drive contained the dump of a separate hard drive which crashed, and I think that hard drive might have contained a separate desktop with the dump of another hard drive which crashed. Something like that. And the F drive just sticking out the back there because the internal slot isn't built for this shape. But it's okay, it probably doesn't need any fanning, probably. That is the old computer's drive, which, as you can see here, also contains dumps within that. And so it's just archaeological levels where you can just dig deeper and deeper to find. One thing, like, it totally breaks the filing. Totally breaks the... Because I got, still have projects saved on those, and you can go back and, I mean, you do have to reattach a lot of stuff, but, it's all still there. I'm actually, for the most part, recording this on my phone. The phone that I play the Toon Blast on. Yeah, because I put 200 gigabyte micro SD card in there, and so this phone has more memory than the absolutely humongous SD card in my DSLR camera. Doesn't have as good an image quality when taking photos or recording things, but doesn't need to have a good image quality when most of the video is going to be in a tiny little corner of the screen. So, you know, it's still technically HD up in here. Hopefully you can see that. I suppose we should talk about, what Toon Blast is. From what I've been able to suss out of what tantalizing bits of lore have been given us, Toon Blast is the story of a gay, furry polycule on a culturally appropriative road trip. I learned about it, obviously, through Duolingo ads, how they have ads for other apps and stuff. I've got Duolingo Plus now, or whatever. It's great, because I watch my parents do their Duolingo, and then after every lesson they get, like, ads, and it's like, oh, yeah, this thing used to have ads, and it's like, wow, you know, learning foreign languages in an ad-free environment, baby. It's great. Is what it is. I mean, I don't have the Duolingo ads anymore, but I still learned of Toon Blast's existence. Something about seeing those ads struck me for some reason, and so I decided. It's funny. $15 price tag on the. I swoop in the dead of night. I don't connect to Facebook. I don't join any teams. And when the Star Tournament starts, I always exit the app when it asks me my name. And I'm known on the leaderboards only as player. And as I play the app anonymously in the background, that's also what I'm getting out of it. Something in the background, combining the puzzle solving with the YouTube watching makes neither activity feel like a total waste of time. Toon Blast was developed by Turkish game developer Peak Games, launched in 2017 as a successor to Toy Blast. There's an article specifically about how it does better and better each year. More and more people spending money on it, I guess. Or same number of people spending vaster amounts of money, that kind of thing. It's just surpassed more than $1 billion revenue since it was created in 2017. And each year keeps grossing more money, which is like, I haven't played it since the before times, I don't think. It's possibly my first time playing Toon Blast since they got owned by Zynga. Bought up for $1.8 billion. If you are a fan of solving puzzles, then you are going to love this game. The game is done funnily with funny toon cartoons, but that does not mean that this game is for kids. I mean, the game is perfect for kids that understand puzzle solving, and the kids that play this game will for sure get their brain cells activated, and by that increase their intelligence and focus. But this funny cartoon game is a real challenge for a grown-up as well. I think that older people can be more challenged by this game than some young kids. By playing game, you will gain more points and will receive 3 starts on a level, which is a maximum possible outcome. Also make sure you use bombs and rockets. Rockets are very useful because they can destroy the whole row from the start to the end. Triggering rockets, you can pass the level very fast with just a few moves. Bombs are also a good choice for a huge blast, because when bomb get off, it will destroy many cubes all around the bomb. There are also other special objects in the game that will destroy the cubes for you. Cubes also get destroyed when you match them 3 or more in a row. So in short review, the goal of the game is to match 3 or more of same color cubes. And to pass a level, you need to destroy a specific number of cubes with a given color. There are many levels to pass, and you can buy the boost. The game is extremely challenging because the shape of a playing field always change, and on high levels, it gets difficult. Also, the number of cubes that need to be destroyed on higher levels is huge,
and to pass a single level, you will need to think hard and probably use more than one special item to get you over the level. Conclusion, the game is easy on a mobile phone, so even not so powerful and older models of smartphones can play this game. This game is for everyone, for kids, adults, and older people who just want to waste some time by playing the game. This game is ideal to have on your mobile phone and play it when you are waiting for someone or you need... Dang it. That's the first word I've screwed up. Or you just need to kill some time, and instead of looking in the sky and counting fleas, you can have some fun by playing Toon Blast. If you decide to play the game, then make sure you invite your friends and challenge them to beat your high scores. Toon Blast. Enjoy the wacky puzzle game on PC. Would you like to enter a fun and crazy puzzle adventure? Enter the wild and zany world of magic and cartoons. Join Cooper Cat, Bro Bear, Wally Wolf, and the rest of the gang, and solve the puzzles along the way. Discover the wild adventure in this ultimate puzzle game. Have a fun and zany good time in the Toon Blast game. From the makers of the equally fun and addictive Toy Blast comes another highly entertaining game. Toon Blast is one of the funniest cartoon puzzle adventure game ever. Take on the challenges and watch as hilarity ensues as you pursue the adventures in this crazy cartoon world. Also enjoy loads of wackiness and absurdity as you and the rest of the crazy cartoon gang solves puzzles and travel the magical worlds. Blast cubes without a care and create powerful combos to push through the levels. Have a blast. Have a zany and cartoony fun adventure in the wildest puzzle game ever. Check out the crazy antics and wild challenges in Toon Blast. This awesome game has more than 50 new levels, each one presenting a new difficult challenge. So grab your instrument of choice and get on a zany journey through the wild, cartoony world. Join the Maestro Frogs and tune up to the rhythm of the music for a sound check. You can unlock new challenging levels and episodes. More are coming your way as updates are continuously ongoing. Enjoy the fun challenges in Toon Blast. Travel through magical worlds. If you are looking for the funniest cartoon puzzle game, you will love the Toon Blast game. It features a unique gameplay, zany adventures, and endless fun. In this fun-filled, fast-paced game, you join the crazy bunch of cartoon characters as they blast cubes and solve puzzles to go through the next levels. Together with the gang, you will have to figure out the challenges as you travel around the different worlds filled with magic. And if you find the puzzles difficult, simply create powerful combos to help you go through these challenges. Are you up for a wild and crazy puzzle adventure that will blow your mind? Check into the magical world in this awesome game that features unique gameplay, wonderful graphics, and endless fun. Get into the zany challenges in Toon Blast. How to play Toon Blast. Your objective in each round is to clear the blocks on the playing board. To do this, you need to line up blocks of the same color, matching and grouping them all together. All together. That's, the word all together. Just one word. When that happens, these blocks are cleared off the board. In certain levels, you may be asked to eliminate a certain number of red and purple blocks. In other rounds, you may need to focus on clearing as many blocks as may be necessary to let the balloons sink to the bottom of the playing board. To help you clear these blocks, you can use rockets, bombs, disco balls, and boosters. These tools can quickly clear the blocks in large areas, accelerating the process so that you can move on to the next level. What to expect in Toon Blast game? Are you a parent or babysitter who wants to keep the kids preoccupied? Or do you want a game to pass the time? Then you will love this one. It will help keep your sanity intact in either of both cases. Check out all the puzzle adventures in this highly engaging and addictive game. You will definitely enjoy Toon Blast Online, new from Peak Games. Toon Blast is a remarkable game that features exciting puzzles and crazy adventures through the magical worlds in the cartoon universe. Set in an exuberant, zany cartoon realm, this awesome game features wildly popular and straightforward gameplay. It also has the cuddliest visuals and splendid sound. Enjoy the cutest friendly animals as you embark on a wild adventure through multiple worlds. You will share the company of a friendly bear, a cat that is as cool as a cucumber, and a wolf that looks so cuddly you just want to wrap your arms around it. All wolf's pronouns are it, its. That's canon. If you want a game for kids or just looking to have a fun puzzle to play with, then this one is perfect for you. Take on the wild and zany cartoon puzzle adventures in Toon Blast. Toon Blast Online, free to play. Did you know this awesome game is available for both iOS and Android devices? It is a free-to-play game that offers fun for hours. In addition, you can play this game without interruption. The game will not force you to watch ads in between levels. When you reach level 20, you can join a team. Here you can talk to the other players through the game's chat system. You can, however, disable this chat feature. Game features: fun to play, easy to learn, but challenging to master. It lets you create your team and receive lives from them. You can collect stars to earn awesome rewards. It lets you sync your game between devices. Levels present unique challenges and entertaining obstacles. Play Toon Blast now. Check out these game screenshots. Toon Blast, enjoy the wacky puzzle game on PC. Toon Blast PC is for the best PC games. Download website for fast and easy downloads on your favorite games. Toon Blast is available for free on PC, along with other PC games like Clash Royale, Subway Surfers, Plants vs. Zombies, and Clash of Clans. So I think these are weird websites. It says Toon Blast official fan site. It's got this little broken toad on the top. I don't know what that was.
Part of what radicalized me is the idea that Brandon Sanderson, even though he doesn't talk about politics on his Twitter or anything very much or at all, but like, you know, he's got podcasts and everything, and he talks about politics there. And like Dan Wells and Howard Taylor and, you know, his buddies and everybody, like, they're pretty far to the left of those guys, and non-binary friends of mine who are still believing in active members of my church, as far as I know. these people have those political convictions, then maybe it's not incompatible. Not incompatible. I mean, my religion has a mechanism for trans people, right? Male and female souls, and all God has to do is put a soul into a body that would be uncomfortable for that soul, and it's fine. It's not God making a mistake, it's God moving in a mysterious way. So, really easy, obvious mechanism for the existence of trans people, the existence of non-binary people, that's not as obvious a mechanism. Compatible, sure, yeah. Incredibly difficult for me to be an evangelist of, the church, to be an evangelist of the politics, to be an evangelist of anything except for hopefully this guy is going to radicalize you. That Wayne guy is pretty woke. He sure does analyze things in a humorous way, but class consciously, and so you should pay attention to Wayne's philosophy, that kind of thing, and maybe religion of the guy. But I'm paranoid. Paranoid. That's the second truth. That's the second truth about me, is that I am deeply paranoid. I am a paranoid person. That's my second Lightweaver truth. I'm paranoid. I try to be careful about, worldliness and what is worldly, and the more I learn about the world, the more it seems to me like it's the right wing that's worldly, how mainstream media is biased. It's yes, yeah, it's neoliberalism. Your right-wing news sources are under the exact same neoliberal market forces that the center-left news sources are, And, nobody's sinless. Nobody's sinless, but we do well, and we try to do better, and we just do the best that we can, and it's a religious philosophy that's correct, and a political philosophy that's correct, right? I mean, likewise, one way in which political and religious philosophy are totally enmeshed is the idea of being blessed. Because, I'm looking at religious would say blessed, but I prefer the idea of being privileged, because you say, oh, I'm so blessed, that's just, thank you, God, I'm blessed. But the idea that you're privileged is, I gotta do something to help out those less fortunate than me. Like what Jesus says to do. Like the thing that Jesus said would be good for us to do. Like the Jesus thing. I can't abide by that. But paranoid. About church culture that seems at odds with leftist thought. There's a lot about church culture that seems at odds with Christian thought as recorded in the Bible and stuff that Jesus taught and stuff. I think I know what's going on, but there's a lot of stuff that seems to contradict that.
or there's a lot of stuff that doesn't, well, it seems to contradict that, but doesn't, or is just flat out wrong, but it's impossible to explain in a little sound bite why you're wrong about what you're talking about. Right.
Just the idea of religious having sort of a long view of history. I mean, like, extremely long. Like, yeah, there's gonna be injustice in the world, so it's fine. It's fine. Let's just perpetuate a system that is designed, built upon injustice and designed to perpetrate injustice, and it's fine because all injustice is going to be solved in the future. And so that means that it's okay to not rock the boat in a deeply flawed and deeply, deeply immoral system. Man.
The 2020s are like the planet Arrakis from Dune. If you're going to go outside, put on your still suit.
It's the year 2021 right now, and we're starting to wonder if, not starting to wonder, if we're just stopping to wonder, I don't know, if things are ever gonna get back to normal, either. I mean, I'm pretty cool with wearing masks in public. It's comfy and, you know, Princess Bride and all that. They're comfy and they're effective. They're effective. It's not 100% efficacy rate, but, like, you know, there's a vast gulf between not wearing a mask and wearing a mask. Like, it's not going to be 100% effective. Just as, like, you know, there's a vast gulf between standing idly by when somebody spreads dangerous misinformation versus killing them. Killing them because they spread dangerous information. Just murder. Like, you know, there's a vast gulf between those two things, just as there's a vast gulf between masking and not masking, and you know, social distance and all that as well. So it adds up, you know. But, like, when somebody does go around spreading information like that, like, I don't want to murder them is a thing. Well, I do, but I don't. And so I do the other extreme, you know. But seriously, I find masks so comfortable, and, like, the idea that there's even, like, a, you know, a 5% chance that it helps prevent diseases is, like, it's dope. Woody is so mean to Buzz. So mean. It hardly ever rains in Hartford. There are no hurricanes in Spain. I say I'm comfortable wearing a mask. But, like, I also find dentist appointments really relaxing. So I don't, like, people say they're stressed out by that, and I don't understand it. Like, it should be, like, a common consent thing. Like, you know, I can understand why people dislike the smell of skunk or dislike the taste of Perrier water. But, you know, like, the idea that there are people out there who, the idea that I'm a rarity in my love of the movie Monster Trucks is genuinely mind-blowing to me. Because Monster Trucks, slaps. Objectively, Bumblebee's a very similar movie, and I think that Monster Trucks is better at being a Bumblebee, being that than the Bumblebee movie is. So I think masks are comfortable. I'm gonna ask for that. I want that. I'm gonna keep this piece of paper. Maybe even this poster. But yeah, it's no secret that Fantastic Mr. Fox is my favorite movie, and so they're showing it today, 6 o'clock. For me, maybe. It is also a Thanksgiving movie. So, not a very convincing sand pile. Okay, that was good. The dunes of Arrakis. And then, wow, what's that? It's really convenient is you can just sort of mime talking and then dub over it later, and like, nope. Thanksgiving, everybody. I found a pie. I'm keeping this, or it's one of those rocks that you're supposed to post on social media. I found a little pony rock once. It's like, yes. It's like it had get out of this wind. Like, just to find, I could show it to you, because like I took it and like I never posted it on social media, and I think I took it with me to the My Little Pony the movie premiere. Just plopped it on the seat right next to me. I didn't buy a ticket for it or anything. I don't buy tickets for rocks. But that's something that I remember happening, and that really wants to see me do a video on Dune. And so sure, why not? I heard say that people who've read the book can appreciate the movie a heck of a lot more than people who haven't read the book. I was reading Dune and I went on a camp out and I lost it somewhere. I think it was a camp out in town, actually. Just like there's a campsite right over, maybe on the other side of that over there. And there was this huge dumpster there, and I might have lost it in the dumpster for some reason. I was climbing around in that,
I never actually finished Dune the book, but I read enough of the book to understand what was going on. And Denis Villeneuve is very good at this style of filmmaking, where he just has really slow shots that make you think, oh my gosh, this is so epic, right? I haven't seen any of his earlier stuff, but the stuff with budgets, where he's got a budget, that's what he does. And they're making a part 2, and hopefully part 2 is going to do well, so we get Heretics of Dune is, I think, the second book. We get a Heretics of Dune movie, and so it's a trilogy, if that does well. Further Dune goes in, like the books, like the worse the books get, but like the more crunchy the ideas are, sort of like the Matrix sequels, kind of. Why do you persist, Neo? It's like, because I choose to. Anyway, we're talking about Dune instead. It's a great thing about the Dune adaptations is that they all, like Paul Atreides should be someone who's really difficult to cast, but every Dune adaptation has just perfect Paul Atreides, right there. Obviously, Oscar Isaac is the most perfect mortal man. Who else? David Destalmachian. However you oh wow, look, he's wonderful in whatever he is. Dave Bautista in he wasn't very good in Jodie Foster, that Jodie Foster movie where it's Hotel Artemis, right? Yeah, so Dave Bautista in that movie is wow, Dave Bautista is not a very good actor. I guess James Gunn is a good director, and Drax is so perfectly written for Dave Bautista's range that you don't notice that he's a terrible actor. But he's amazing in Dune. Let's see, what else? Oh my gosh, Rebecca Ferguson is in this, she's in the Mission Impossible movies and maybe others. She's probably in more movies than just this and Mission Impossible. I mean, basically just Dune and Mission Impossible, and some Swedish stuff. And the Greatest. Yes, she is in The Greatest Showman. Yes. Okay, so I'm just talking about actors. Oh heavens, this is so tremendously boring. And there's a helicopter very low on the horizon right there. Yeah, it's behind buildings. You can't see it. Is it gonna land at the hospital? There's a hospital right there. Let's see if it lands at the hospital. Oh, ornithopters. Those are cool. Timothy. I don't have notes. It's definitely one half of a film, but it's still also a whole film. I don't think the helicopter is landing. And you can't even hear it from here. It's is that a model? It might have been a model helicopter or something. I think about ways in which Arrakis is similar to Roshar a lot. So, Dune versus the Stormlight Archive. They both have very extreme, very hostile environments. There's Stormlight and Spice Melange, both very important to the wider economy of the universe, and can only uniquely be obtained there. on those planets. Obviously, great shells are kind of like the sandworms. Only sandworms are what create the spice, and the great shells are permitted to get so big because of the spice or stormlight. So that's a difference. But Roshar has minks, and other small mammals that are able to survive in the harsh environment. Obviously, Arrakis has Muad'Dib, the little desert rodents that you see. Seem to be like the Freemen don't really have nearly as much political intrigue as the Alethi do, but there is plenty of political intrigue in Dune, just outside of the context of the planet itself, with the planet being a small part of it instead of the entire setting or a large part of the setting, as you see with Stormlight Archive. There's a little ghost sticker right here. So, that's fun. So yeah, if I were to do an entire video on Dune, it would probably be to compare Arrakis with Roshar. There's further similarities between the two franchises. Brandon Sanderson, everybody's focused on, magic systems when he writes, but nobody really, there's not much discourse, as there should be, of the way that his magic systems incorporate into the ecology of the planets on which the magic systems take place. Right? The ecology of Dune is something that gets the proper, what's the word I used? Discourse. While the ecology of the various Cosmere planets doesn't, and that's a shame. What do you want me to talk about? You want me to talk about the physics of ornithopters and why we don't have, and we've tried developing ornithopters in real life ever since even before the discovery of fixed wing aircraft, I think. And we don't have ornithopters. We do have non-fixed wing aircraft, but the more parts, the more moving parts, the more liable something is to break down, which is why we don't have giant fighting robots in real life. We've got tanks and stuff. Tanks are great. Oh my gosh, am I gonna talk about tanks? I think I'll talk about tanks. Yeah, we're talking about tanks now. We might talk about doing a little bit more later, but actually it has to do with, puzzle blast, Toon Blast. World of Tanks is I should get into that app. Every single video game that's got tanks in it is golden, right? Like the tank mini game in We Play, yeah, and those tank physics games, and if a video game has tanks in it, like Advance Wars, Nintendo Wars, tanks automatically make a game good, and so World of Tanks, that's something I should get into. There's this anime, Girls und Panzer, that I watched because tanks are cool, and so as kind of unrealistic as a lot of aspects of that setting are, is the most realistic giant fighting robot. That's the most realistic mecha anime is Girls und Panzer, and that's totally something that I wasn't expecting to say when I started out. I bet you weren't expecting me to say that, but it's true.
tanks being a martial art for girls is like, that is the core conceit of the setting, right? It's like, well, why don't you just train astronauts to be drillers instead of drillers to be astronauts? Because then there would be no movie. And so, like, yeah, sure. Tankery is a feminine martial art. That's cool. But like, I should get into World of Tanks, I guess. I don't know.
I'm driving behind a slow-moving tractor right now, so it's like, yeah, I'm not crashing. Come on, that's my face right there. So I'm driving home after having shot the Dune thing, and thinking about how, I've been thinking about thinking about what I said earlier, where every single Paul Atreides has been so well cast. And it just struck me. Kyle MacLachlan, Dale Cooper from Twin Peaks. I mean, like, I knew it was directed by David Lynch, but like, they're the same. They're the same Kyle MacLachlan. Okay, I think I'm just gonna go around this guy. It's a single yellow line. Let me see. Go. Okay. Yellow line there. Okay. And I'm not gonna touch the camera again until I come to a stop. So, and that won't be till I get home. So I might as well use this time to talk about something. Watch me pick the gems or whatever for a while, it's fine. Dude, I can go as slow as I want now. Dude. I'm still just parked on the side of the road here. Realized I forgot to turn off my data, so I'll do that now. Actually, yeah, giving that further thought, looking up what else Alec Newman was in, because I'm like, wow, now all we need is Timothée Chalamet. There goes the tractor that I passed. Now all we need is Timothée Chalamet to star in some weird detective-ish show. And then I'm like, that joke's not going to land unless Alec Newman has been in any weird detective-ish thing. And so I just looked that up, and he was in The Snowman, which is what Rebecca Ferguson is also in that, which is something that I didn't bring up because, like, it's The Snowman, But, yeah, I mean, Google tells me that Alec Newman was also in that movie. So, yeah, Timothée Chalamet. Actually, I've got an idea or two for a weird detective series. So, if you're watching,
if you're watching this, Mr. Chalamet or Mr. Chalamet's agents, I can, I've got a part. I've got a part in some weird detective-ish thing, for you.
Standing too long. Knees hurt. Yeah, I don't know. Don't know.
I am bisexual panromantic. I am deeply paranoid. These things are connected to me. My politics and my paranoia and my religion and my sexuality. They all cling together. They interweave, impossible to untwine from each other, even as they seem to fight against each other. Nothing knots large enough for me to untangle. Nothing clusters 3 in a row for me to touch, to clear out, to make the rest fall like gems into place and make everything make sense. I really want to know the truth. I can't divorce any part of myself from any